Hello guys, and today we will speak about deadly floods in Russia. And no, not because I want to gloat, even though I have all the rights to, and not because I intend to demonstrate you how karma works on this planet, but because these floods are a very vivid symptom of Russian helplessness, misery, and negligence. And I do have one very big question to these global leaders that are still afraid of Russia. Why? If you see that this country is not capable of solving its own problems, why on earth are you still afraid of it? Let me tell you more about Russian floods and what they illustrate to better understand Russia is losing. My name is Anna and I vlog daily from Ukraine, and if you're new to the channel, you support Ukraine, please subscribe and help us fight against Russian propaganda and fake news. And my longtime friends, check your subscription status and hit notification button. Okay, you will forgive a very brief sarcastic Anna moment. Now Russians feel what floods are. Unfortunately, in Ukraine, they are caused by attacks on Kakhovka Dam and other dangers that they daily, hourly impose on my beautiful country. In Russia, it is just the work of God. And traditional Russian negligence. So in a very big Russian region, actually in many of them, there are floods. Floods are normal for springtime if you are prepared. Orsk is a Russian city that suffered most from these floods. It has approximately 200,000 population. They have built a new dam in 2014, and just 2 days before its destruction, their governor said, "This is going to be a testing time for our dam," and the dam failed the test, just as Russia did. And it happens in countries all over the world, though of course not so often as in Russia, but still, nature may be unpredictable. But the actions of the government and local authorities are very predictable. They are supposed to be well organized, plan evacuation, have plan A, B, C, D, and so on. And in Orsk, they did not have any. Oh my God, please forgive me, but this Orsk city reminds me of orcs, and I think once again it's a beautiful play of words intended by God. But now the number of cities that suffer from this spring floods is growing, and it has already reached Orенburg, which is a big Russian city, 500,000, and it is all covered with water. They have this special status, people have to leave their houses, and approximately 10,000 houses are underwater. Actually, this is epic. And I could have felt sympathy for these people if not my Ukrainian experience when they intentionally blown up Kakhovka Dam, causing a devastating tragedy for a very beautiful Ukrainian region. And yes, many people died in their houses, drowned in their beds, because they did not have time to escape, and no one believed such biblical evil is possible. But unfortunately it is, and hell on earth also exists. Now it is in Russia. Remember to subscribe to demonstrate your solidarity to Ukraine and help us share more information about this very unjust war that has to be won by us and all the democratic world. And now in Orsk, they also have all of the industries, all of the schools, everything is stopped, and also an oil refinery. And guys, I have to confess, I was super angry in the morning when I have read an advice from our ally, Lloyd Austin, Secretary of Defense, who advised us not to target oil refineries in Russia. Well, now another minute of sarcasm. He should also advise Russian rivers not to flood oil refineries in Russia, because this too can lead to higher prices. But honestly, I hope that the price of Ukrainian life is not equal to this difference in prices that can be caused, and no, not by Ukrainian attacks on oil refineries, but problems with Houthis who block Gulf, I don't know what's the English for it, also political problems, and various people who try artificially influence the prices, and Saudis who want to back up Russians. So it's not our fault. And come on, when your country is bombed every day, when you don't have, you're asking for 7 patriots when there are 100 nearby, but you are the only country fighting and you don't get them. When your cities with million population are shelled every day, your Kakhovka Dam was destroyed, all of your hydroelectric stations suffer from attacks, and all of electrical stations all around. And you have, like, I cannot enumerate everything, and you're advised not to target oil refineries. They use this oil for their tanks and their aircraft, and guys, we don't have many options, you know. I don't want the world to like the option that like Ukraine disappears, and as, if I'm not mistaken, beautifully said the Minister of Defense in Germany today, if Russia wins in Ukraine and Ukraine disappears, this does not mean the end of war. If some weak people believe this will end the war, oh my God, they are so mistaken. This will be just the start of a very, very, very big war. But now God, or I don't know, planet tries to interfere, and these floods are expanding, and now they are reaching ORENBURG, TYUMEN, and other regions, potentially TOLYATTI, and so on, if I'm not mistaken. And Putin is not going to visit them. His spokesman Peskov told he has all the information he needs. And in general, guys, this is a very vivid illustration of Russian helplessness. They cannot help people with floods. They don't know how to organize evacuation. They don't know how to build dams. They had a huge attack in Crocus with ISIS, and what's the reaction of Russia? Can you imagine that many troubles coming to your country? That would definitely lead to very serious concerns, lots of media coverage, and in Russia everything is fine according to their propaganda. And I feel very, very sorry, but at the same time quite disgusted with this attitude. And to forget about that, remember to check our merch shop, because we have a new beautiful raccoon fighter collection to celebrate 1 year of our merch shop. And I am sure you will like this fluffy friend that means a lot to Ukraine, and both fun and resilient. Remember to join me on X and Threads. Whenever I feel that emotional as today in the morning, I tweet or I send some messages to the world there. Also, I'm very active on Instagram, so join me there. Thank you for buying me coffees, becoming my patrons, but most importantly, thank you for standing with Ukraine. Slava Ukraini!